Hey everyone, my name is Mr. Roush. I'm the teacher of the Media Communications program here at Harry S. Truman High School. And in this video today, we're going to give you a little bit of an overview of how things are going to look when we come back to school starting September 21st. And yes, it is going to look very, very different. Now, in this video, we're going to address both our blended learners who are coming here to the building and our online learners as well. We're starting outside the building because that's where all the changes are really going to begin when you come to Truman High School. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to remove my mask for now. And the reason I'm doing that is because many of our students in the HES department rely on reading lips, and we want to make sure that they can get all of this important information as well. But what you need to know is that this mask needs to stay on your face the entire time you're in the building. Now, when you approach the building, remember, social distancing rules are still in effect. Let's take a look at that. To help you keep those social distancing rules in mind, we've placed indicators here on the ground. When you get in line, find one and stand on it. Now, when you enter the building, someone is going to come and take your temperature. You know, the Rona.
Good morning. Good to go. Have a
All right.
good day.
Thank you so much. And then it's on to entry the same way you're used to. Now, when you get to the other side of entry, when you go down the hallways, you're going to notice something very unique that wasn't here before. You're going to see these one-way markers all throughout the building because the hallways are going to be a one-way movement to help with social distancing. As you come through in the morning, there'll be a grab-and-go breakfast right here for you to take on your way to your first class. Unfortunately, folks, there's going to be no elevator service for you this year unless you have a medical accommodation, sometimes called a 504 plan, in which case you'll receive a special elevator pass. I know, I can hear you groaning already through the screen. Unfortunately, we just cannot maintain the social distancing requirements we need inside a small elevator. Now, once you get to your classroom, of course, we want you to be safe. So your first stop is going to be the PPE station. A quick hit with the sanitizer, and then you're going to grab a sanitizing wipe from the bucket in each classroom. Make your way to your assigned seat, give it a quick wipe down just like this, and also wipe down your seat. Once you're all set, you're ready to go. Once you're sanitized and you take your seat, you're going to need to bring out your mobile device. That can be a cell phone, it can be an iPad, or it can be a laptop. And I know what you're thinking. Just 8 months ago, the rule was you're not allowed to have a device out during class. Now we're telling you, you have to have a device out during class. It's a little crazy for us as teachers too, but that's going to be the rule. Now, also, when you're in your seat, you have to remember you'll always need to bring your own loose leaf, your own pens, your own pencils, and any supplies because for your safety, we are not going to be allowed to hand out papers or pens or pencils. So make sure you check your backpack before you leave home every day and you have everything you need. We'll also work on getting you connected to the school Wi-Fi. More on that next week. Going to the bathroom has changed too. We're not going to use the plastic bathroom passes that you might be used to if you're a returning student. Instead, you'll get a paper pass like this. You'll come up, sign the bathroom log using your own pen or pencil. And remember, throughout all of this, the entire time, that mask needs to stay on. Once you sign the book and you've got your temporary pass from your teacher, it's off to the bathroom you go. Here's a bonus though. Bathrooms are now going to be open on every single floor of the building. No more having to run to the 6th floor or the 1st floor when you gotta go. Once you get to the bathroom, you're going to see again those social distancing markers on the floor. Make sure you find one and stand on it. And only one person is going to be allowed in the restroom at any given time. Now, when you get back from the bathroom, that temporary pass can be thrown away. Again, using your own pen or pencil, you'll come back and sign back in the logbook before taking your seat. Keep in mind, we will be keeping a regular bell schedule and you will be moving from class to class throughout the day. Lunch period has been eliminated. Instead, you will receive a grab-and-go lunch on your way out of the building at 2:20 at the end of 7th period. So how are the classes themselves going to look? It's a great question, and the answer is very different than what you're used to. Most of your teachers are going to spend a majority of their time right here behind their desk at their computer. You'll come into the room, sanitize and sit down, sign into your Google Classroom from your device, and in many cases, you'll be able to participate in the lesson right alongside what's going on the Promethean board. So that's a general overview of the big changes that are going to take place inside the building for those of you who are learning in a blended model. Things to keep in mind, the big highlights: social distancing in classes and hallways, always having that mask on your face throughout the day. And listen, we know it's tough. It is tough on us as your teachers. This is new for us as well, but we're going to get through this together because we are Truman Strong, and I know you are too. Now remember, you're only going to come to school on the days that your cohort is scheduled to meet. Now, if you need to know what day that is, take a look at this. You can very easily check out the cohort calendar on our Truman website. That's at bxtrumanhighschool.com/calendar, or you can just click calendar from the menu at the top. Now, let's talk a little bit about our online learners. You'll also come to class on the day of your cohort meeting. You'll be joining your in-person classmates in the Google Classroom and Google Meet with your teacher. The big thing to remember is that all live instruction should be happening according to the bell schedule. Now, wasn't it nice in the spring when you could wake up at noon and hang out till 4 o'clock and do all your work between 6 o'clock and midnight? Well, folks, I've got some bad news for you. Unfortunately, those days, they're gone. You'll need to be awake and ready to go at the time first period starts, and that's right around 8:34 in the morning. Let's now take a look at your online learning platforms, Google Classroom and Edmentum. Now, if you did summer school this year, you probably used a different email. For now, we want you to sign out, log out, and forget about that email for now. We're going back to our bxtrumanhighschool.com accounts. Let's take a look. The first thing you need to know is, what is my account? So if you're not a returning student, if you're a new freshman or a new student to Truman, you're going to want to go to the front page of our website and click on Online Learning Instructions. This gives you all the details you need to know about your Google account or your Google Classroom account. This will be the main home base link for you, classroom.google.com. And now let's talk about your address. Your email is the first letter of your first name, followed by your last name and the last 4 digits of your OSIS number. For example, if we had a student named Johnny Smith and Johnny had an OSIS student number of 123456789, his email address would be J, like his first name, Smith, like his last name, 6789, like the last 4 digits of his OSIS number, at bxtrumanhighschool.com. If you have a hyphenated last name, we only use the first part of that name. For example, Johnny Smith-Rios with the same ID number would simply be J. Smith 6789. Certain Spanish last names like De Los Santos use the full last name. For example, Johnny De Los Santos would be J. De Los Santos 6789 at bxtrumanhighschool.com. Now, if you've been using your BX Truman account in the past, nothing has changed. Your password should remain whatever you set it at. However, if you've never used your BX Truman High School account before, or you're a new student, begin by using the setup we talked about right here and your initial password of Truman and 4 digits. And those last 4 digits are the last 4 digits of your student ID number. So, Johnny Smith, his first password, first time logging in, will be Truman 6789. Just like you see here, the password would be Truman 6789. Some of you may have forgotten your password from the spring semester. That's okay, it happens to the best of us. We have a form we'd like you to fill out so you can submit recovery information to reset your own password. Come to this page, look for number 4, and click on the link. When you get to that link, you'll see a Google form that looks like this. We'd like you to enter your first name, your last name, your Truman email address based on the formula we gave you a moment ago. Enter the year you are supposed to graduate, and we put a reminder here. Freshmen, you are called Cohort 2024 because if you graduate in 4 years, you will graduate in the year 2024. Sophomores are Cohort 23, juniors are Cohort 22, seniors are Cohort 21, and seniors who may be back for a 5th year with us, they're going to be Cohort 2020. We'd like you to enter a recovery email address. This is a secondary or a personal email account that you can use to reset your password. This can be your personal Gmail or your Yahoo Mail, another email address that you already use. We'd also like you to enter a phone number where we can text a code to reset your password. Make sure you enter it as 3 digits, dash, 3 digits, dash, 4 digits. If you don't, it's going to kick back an error. Finally, once you put in your student ID number. Once you've submitted all that information, click the Submit button. Give it about a day or so. If it's during the school year, we'll move a little more quickly on it. Once you submit the recovery information and we update your record, you'll be able to come in and select your BX Truman account. This time you'll tell it you forgot your password, and you'll enter in the last password you remember. You can also click Try Another Way, and that's going to give you an opportunity to receive a text or an email to reset your Google account. If you still can't get into your account, contact your teacher or guidance counselor and we'll arrange a password reset for you. Once you've reset your password or you know what your BX Truman account is, you can go back to classroom.google.com or open the Google Classroom app on your iPad or mobile device. Also, if you're using the Chrome browser, which is the best browser to use with Google Classroom, you should check in the upper right-hand corner to make sure that your Chrome browser is not signed in to a personal account. If so, make sure you log out of it and sign in using your bxtrumanhighschool.com account. Another way to do this is to use what's called an incognito window. If you need help figuring out an incognito window, just search it on Google. Very simple to do, depending on whether you're a Windows computer or a Mac user. So we'll click on classroom.google.com. In this case, I'm going to use another account because we're going to sign in with an account by a student who we like to call Jimmy Sample. So we're going to enter Jimmy Sample's account information, and we're going to click Next. And we're going to type in his password, if I remember it. And it looks like I did. And this is going to bring you into your Google Classroom. Now, your screen may look a little different than this. That's perfectly fine. As your teachers add you to their Google Classrooms, you'll see boxes like this with a blue invite button at the bottom. A blue join button at the bottom. Just click that join button and you're automatically enrolled in that particular teacher's class. You can see here Jimmy Sample is involved in Mr. Clark's classes, Ms. Gentry's classes, Mr. Roush's media class, among many others. Now, once you are inside the class, the most important thing for you to pay attention to is this Meet link right underneath the name of your class. All teachers should have one. If they don't, ask your teacher to set up a Google Meet link. When you click on that link, it's going to bring you in to a Google meeting. This is where your live video instruction will take place, and you can see me there on my webcam in my messy apartment. So we're going to go back to the other screen. And that is where your class will meet in person every single day that your cohort meets. So A, B, or C. Your teacher may or may not post classwork in the classwork tab, and you can see your classmates and teachers in the people tab. This is not going to be an in-depth lesson on Google Classroom. Many of you know Google Classroom already from your middle school or from your time in the spring. Just know and understand that you do need to log into Google Classroom in order to join your teacher's live video instruction during your assigned class period. Another website we'll be using is called Edmentum. And again, this lesson's not going to be a detailed lesson on Edmentum, but it's simply going to give you an overview on how to sign in. So the website is login.edmentum, that's edmentum.com. Once you're at the Edmentum login, you can actually choose to log in with Google. When you choose to log in with Google, you're going to log in using your bxtrumanhighschool.com account. When you do that, you'll be taken in. It'll ask for your password, and then you'll be taken into the Edmentum website. Once you're in here, your teachers will have you arranged in classes. We're going to go to Courseware and Harry S. Truman High School, and you will find classes assigned. Now, right now, my Edmentum is empty because we have not set up our classes yet, but you will find your classes, your lessons, and your instruction here. I want to stress to you a couple of points. First, I want you to think of your Google Classroom as your meeting place. Think of it like the physical room that you walk into every day when you go from room to room inside the school building. I want you to think of Edmentum as your textbook. That's going to be where your teacher provides materials, videos, worksheets, handouts for you to work on to learn whatever the instruction happens to be for that particular unit on that particular day. The key instruction here is using that bxtrumanhighschool.com account to log in both to Google Classroom and to Edmentum. We'd like you to go ahead and take some time today during your class time and try to log into both platforms. You may not see any Google classes yet. That's normal, that's fine. And you may not see any Edmentum class enrollments yet. That's okay too. We most primarily care that you're able to sign into both platforms using your bxtrumanhighschool.com account. Well, everyone, that's a basic overview, and as you and I both know, information changes and information can change very quickly, and it changes very often. We need to be quick on our feet as those conditions change, and so should you. Something I said on this video that's playing on September 16th, 17th, and 18th might change by Monday the 21st. It can change, and we need you to be flexible and be understanding, and we'll be flexible and understanding as well. In the meantime, if you want to stay in the loop about new information that comes out from Truman, please take the time to subscribe to our Facebook page at facebook.com/TrumanHS. We're also on Instagram at Truman.HS. We have Twitter and Snapchat, but Facebook and Instagram get the most current updates. Finally, take the time to add your bxtrumanhighschool.com account to your cell phone's email program. We'll be emailing out updates and information to you not only by grade level, but by cohort level and even by grouping our blended and online-only learners. So make sure it's critical that you have your bxtrumanhighschool.com email account set up and working, and you check it very often, several times a day if you can. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and if things go well, we will see Cohort A on the 21st, Cohort B on the 22nd, and Cohort C on the 23rd. Look forward to meeting all of you then. And don't forget, masks on.